Oi! Oi, Laura!
What?
We need to prepare for No Mow May.
It's March.
Exactly.
So No Mow May then, what are we up to?
Well, No Mow May is quite a simple concept really, obviously. This is one of my No Mow May patches from 2024 and I stopped mowing in the month of May and saw what beautiful wildflowers popped up in the lawn and it did look really, really stunning. I then left it for Let It Bloom June and then also Kinkly Knee High July.
The best one.
Yeah, exactly. And that allowed all those flowers to then go to seed. And I actually then left this patch for this last winter. I didn't mow at the end of the summer like a traditional hay cut. I left it over the winter for all of the overwintering insects to live out their whole life cycle and for amphibians to hide away from the winter and things like that. So
So
yes.
this hasn't been mown, what, for about a year,
Yeah,
would you say?
yeah, exactly. No, it hasn't been mown for a year.
Because it's not very long.
It's not, and all No Mow May patches are going to be different, and it's very dependent on the grass species that you have in there. So the grasses in here are just not that vigorous, so they haven't grown, you know, sort of, well, they didn't get to knee-high July in the end, but yes.
So why have you brought me down here in March?
Well, March is kind of the last month you have to really prepare your No Mow May patch. And by that I mean increasing the biodiversity. So introducing new wildflower species. If you'd like to see different flowers popping up this year, then yeah, March is really kind of the last month you have to do it for the following year.
Right, okay, well we better get cracking.
We had.
Let's go. So what's the first step?
The first step is to rake the lawn.
Okay.
And this is to sort of comb out the grasses so they're easier to cut. But also I'm removing all of this thatch, and here's one I made earlier.
Lovely.
That's built up over the whole summer, the whole of the winter, and I want to remove that from the area to reduce the fertility. And the reason why it's important to reduce the fertility is so that it gives your wildflowers a real chance to sort of survive against all the grasses that are in there as well. I'm actually not going to bin it though. I'm going to leave it to one side first of all to let any insects get out. And then I'm also going to leave little piles of this around the garden because it's really great bird nest material.
Double bonus.
Exactly.
This is great. So is there any particular technique to the raking?
Not really, no. You just go at it hard. It's a really good opportunity to vent your frustrations and your anger. Just take it all out on your lawn.
Right, so you've done a fantastic job of the raking. What's next?
Yes, I've combed the lawn. I've got all that long grass up, and now the next step is to cut it.
This is like being in the hairdressers then. So they've had we've combed, now we're cutting.
Basically, yes.
Okay. It looks like you're going for the manual approach with this.
I am.
Hard
yes.
labour.
Well, it's quieter and I'm not going to injure or damage too many invertebrates that might be hiding in the lawn. But if you do a bigger area, then obviously a strimmer is probably a bit more feasible. Once I've cut all of this long stuff down, I'm then going to rake it off again and then maybe do another hand cut. But after that, it should be at a height that I could go at it with my mower, which is going to be a lot easier. And then one final rake. There are still a few long strands which I want to try and get, so I'll probably go over this one more time with the mower. And it's now starting to look really ropey, which is actually what we want, because I want to see some nice bare earth patches to be able to plant my plugs into. What I'm actually aiming for is my mower's lowest setting, so that I'm always scalping the ground. That will help matters greatly. I'm going to call that done.
So we've got the ground all prepared.
So yes, it's looking horrendous, which is actually what we want. And now I'm going to be putting in a mixture of seed, because I like to do a mixture of plugs and seed. There are pros and cons to each of them. The seed's going to take longer to germinate and probably won't give me flower this year, but I know that it's in the soil ready for future years. And then the plugs are going to come up faster. Hopefully we'll see some of them flowering this year. It's just a nice thing that you can see the immediate effect of. Here I've got yarrow again, Orchilea millefolium, and you get absolutely tons of seed in a packet, but it's really important with seed not to put too much down. It's actually a surprisingly small amount for an area. If you put too much, then the seedlings just compete with each other, and obviously that doesn't help germination. Right, that's my seed sowed. Laura, I need your help. The next step is to make sure the seed is in really good contact with the soil, which means we get to shuffle over the area.
Yay!
Show me your best shuffle. That's some good shuffling.
Thanks. I've been practicing.
This is yarrow or Orchilea millefolium, and obviously this is a plug. It's just a simple case of literally digging a hole that's big enough. Get some more soil back in there. Don't want it to be too big. And then plonking it in. If you're doing them in March and it ends up being like a really dry spring, they are prone to drought. So I'm going to make sure that these stay quite watered over the coming weeks, just to make sure that they take. I'm also putting these three quite close together, because if they're all successful, then hopefully when they come to flowering, then they can cross-pollinate each other, and that will give me seed for the future, which is obviously what we want. Save money in our pockets. Let's get some of this sweet vernal grass in there. So the selection I've gone for in here are just lots of nice colourful things that I like. So we've got some field scabious, we've got some bladicampion, some hedge bed straw, a couple of dark mullein, which are actually really big plants, but I'm going to put those in the middle. And I've also put some grasses in, because actually we do want grass as well, and there's lots of very beautiful grasses out there. So I chose sweet vernal grass.
So here we are. Plugs in, seeds in. What happens now, Ellie?
We wait. This is the joy of No Mow May. I'm not mowing this patch now until the end of the summer. So me and my client are going to just enjoy watching all these things come up.
It's taken us a little bit of time this morning, but then you haven't got to do anything for the rest of the year.
Exactly. It's going to be feeding loads of pollinators. Wildflower meadows are just so rich for pollinators. You can have up to 570 flowers per square metre.
Yeah. I can't wait to see. We'll be back,
yes,
won't we? Later in the year with an update.
Exactly. It's something that absolutely everyone could do, No Mow May. If you've got a patch of lawn, then please just give it a go. You won't regret it.
Do it.
Do it.